everyone, welcome to my channel S for Shivani, a one-stop destination for all your MBA needs. In today's video, I will be talking about a topic which is very relevant today because interview season is going on, people are getting shortlisted, they're appearing for various rounds that happen in a B school, and there are a lot of concerns which people have regarding what kind of questions are asked in a particular college, how many rounds a person go through in a particular college, and what is it that particular college is looking for in a candidate. So to help you solve all such queries, I have started a series of videos on cracking the interview. I already have one on how I aced the SIBM Pune rounds, and today I will be talking about how I converted IIM Shillong. If you are coming to my channel for the first time, then show some love by liking this video and subscribing to my channel right away. A little bit of background about myself before I move ahead. So I appeared for CAT in 2017 and I got the result in 2018. And then, in 2018 I appeared for various processes. I have 97.6 in class 10, 97.5 in class 12. Around 92.5 in my BCom from SRCC, and I scored roughly 93 percentile in CAT, and I screwed up my DI section, because of which I scored 78 percentile, and hence I couldn't be shortlisted for other IIMs, and the only IIM I got a call from was IIM Shillong. The venue of the process was a hotel in Delhi called Mantra Amaltaj, and I got the worst slot because I'm not a morning person, and yet I got the 9 AM time slot. So I went there, we were made to sit in a lobby, we had to wait for like an hour before the process could start. The process consisted of 2 rounds, one was a case discussion and second one was a personal interview. So in case discussion, from what I roughly remember, there was a long case. So I felt that the 2-minute time that I got for reading was very less. So I had to be like really quick going through the keywords and what the problem statement was, and then ultimately what was demanded from me. So these 3 aspects I covered very quickly in those 2 minutes. Then I'll just give you a brief of what the case was about. It was about a company which does the power supply in the city, and it had been facing some power grid failures. And then there were, I think, sectors like agriculture, industrial, household, which were getting the supply, and because of the load they were not able to supply to everyone. So there was, I think, some kind of problem statement on prioritizing as to which sector should get it, and as the manager of that particular company, what plans do I have to solve this particular problem. Now, while everyone in my group they were just sticking to the case, they were just talking about the facts that were given in the case, I in fact started the group discussion. I took the lead and I laid down a proper approach before I started discussing my take on the case. So I basically said that we will be discussing what problems we are facing, what are the possible reasons for those problems, and then we will be dividing our solution into 2 parts, the short term and the long term. And one advice from my side, when you are starting a particular discussion and laying the structure of how you want to discuss it, it's really great that you are taking the lead, but you cannot just leave it at laying out the structure and then let somebody else take over with the content of discussion. So you also have to do some value addition of your own by speaking at least one relevant point as to what you think about the case. In short term, we might think of how we can solve or supply to, let's say, agriculture, industry, or whatever sector the group decides on. But in the long term, we need to work on how we can increase the load capacity of the supply, so that there is no case of prioritizing and everybody is able to meet their needs. So with this, then the other people in the group took over the discussion, and we were able to come to a solution, and one of the persons was asked to summarize what has been discussed. So my 3 tips for this particular round to ace it are: number 1, read the case very fast because the case is usually 2 or 3 page long. Number 2, try to take the lead and do a value addition by giving a structure to the entire group discussion, and then giving your input on what you think about the case. And lastly, come up with a comprehensive plan, not just a very short term approach, but also how you can do, or how you can tackle the problem in short term, in a slightly longer term, and in, let's say, 5 years down the line. After this, I was taken to the personal interview round. I was sure that I had done very well, so I did not have any tension if I will be eliminated or not. Then in the PI round, I remember this was the most stern panel I'd ever seen. They did not smile at all. They didn't ask me to introduce myself, and the discussion was all about my academics. So if you are a fresher, so like I had only 1 year of work experience, which is why I think that in most of my interviews, academic bit dominated the other kind of questions that I was asked. So if you are a fresher, then be thoroughly prepared with the ACADS. So I was straight away asked to explain the difference between cost accounting, management accounting, which is cheaper, debt versus equity. How are the profit and loss account, balance sheet and cash flow statement related to each other? A major chunk of the discussion was on the capital budgeting technique. So I was asked to explain the capital asset pricing model, what each of the symbols in that represent, the difference between systematic and unsystematic risk, and what can be diversified, what cannot be diversified. I was even given a few figures, and then I had to apply the formula and give the answer. Then there were questions on what is the bank rate, repo rate, reverse repo rate, what is the current rate at that time on that day, what is the price elasticity of demand, and a few more easy questions on ACADS. Then there was a question on why IIM Shillong, what are the other calls I have. So usually if you have like other IIM calls, then that might be a question as to which college will you prioritize if you get a call from Shillong and one another IIM. But since it was only IIM I had, so there was no further question on it. And then they asked me to give me 3 things or 3 facts I knew about Shillong. So I told about it being the capital, it having heavy rainfall, and a few places of tourism that I had been reading about. And they also asked me like which specialization am I interested in. So I told them that I have an inclination towards marketing since beginning, explained my why marketing answer, and that was it. Towards the end of the interview, I was asked to tell something which is not there in my resume. So I told them that I also paint, especially the watercolor paintings, and I'm carrying a few in my folder in the room. And I asked them if they wanted to see it, to which they said no. So that was the end of my interview. I came out of having mixed feelings, because nobody smiled an inch in the interview, and I was thinking if I did well or not. But that was the best that I could do. And then with this thought in mind that I had given my 100%, I came back. A few tips to summarize the PI round of IIM Shillong. Be thorough with the academics. Be thorough with the place where you are giving the interview. So for like in my case it was Delhi. And second, about Shillong as a place. Prepare answers for basic HR questions like why MBA, why a particular specialization, why IIM Shillong. And lastly, go through the current affairs, which is about the economy. So a lot of people were asked questions on budget, economic survey, the various banking related questions. So just have a bit of insight into all such things. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope that you found it useful. During my time, I didn't know that I could use YouTube and watch someone's experience, but I really want to help the people who have their calls this year. So just be prepared. Rest. You can have the confidence that you will be able to tackle any question which comes out of syllabus. Just be honest, just be yourself, and if you feel you're getting stuck, take some time to think. There is no need to hurry. And it's alright if you do not know, just say I don't know the answer instead of trying to guess, acting over smart and giving a wrong answer. So always better to say I do not know. And if you have any more questions on how to deal with the GDPI, VAT, various other rounds in a B school, do mention your doubts in the comment section below. And if you haven't liked my video, then do so, because it gives me the motivation to make more videos in the future. All the best everyone, and I know you're going to rock it.